So we've got number 21 out of the book here. It's a word problem. We need to interpret some variables. And the way that we solve this three variable system is a little different. We can solve it a little differently, a little easier than some of the other ones using substitution. Most of these we're going to use elimination for, but this one lends itself to substitution. So let's work through it. Anne, Betty, and Charlotte are sisters. Anne is twice as old as Betty, and Betty is 12 years younger than Charlotte. In 5 years, Charlotte will be twice as old as Betty. What are the sisters' ages? On my first read, all I'm looking for is the question. It's asking me what are their ages. Since I don't know their ages, I need to have some variables that I can use to help me find them. So they set up their names, Anne, Betty, and Charlotte, pretty nicely. So we'll say that A equals Anne's age, B equals Betty's age, and C equals Charlotte's age. Now let's read through and see what the problem tells us about their ages. Anne is twice as old as Betty. So Anne's age is A, and it equals 2B, twice Betty's age. So 2 times B equals Anne's age. Now the next statement says Betty is 12 years younger than Charlotte. So Betty is or equals Charlotte's age minus 12. Now the last statement can be a little tricky. It says in 5 years Charlotte will be, so Charlotte will be twice as old as Betty, 2 times Betty's age. The key is that it states in 5 years. My C variable represents Charlotte's age now. So in 5 years, she'll be C plus 5. And Betty in 5 years will be B plus 5. So I'm going to multiply B plus 5 2 times to equal Charlotte's age in 5 years, C plus 5. In 5 years, so B plus 5, C plus 5, Charlotte will be twice as old as Betty. So 2 times Betty's age in 5 years will equal Charlotte's age in 5 years. Now I've got my equation 1, my equation 2, and my equation 3. But let me write my equation 3 and simplify it really quick. C plus 5 equals 2B plus 10. I can subtract 5 from both sides. C equals 2B plus 5. So there's my simplified equation 3. Now if we started trying to figure out what we could cancel and where we could cancel it at, it would get kind of messy and take us a little while. We've got 2b variables here, but we'd have to get everything on the same side and solve for an equation and multiply by 2. And it would take a while to get there. Really, this problem is set up nicely for us to make it convenient. I've got b in terms of c here, and I have c in terms of b here. But I can easily solve this equation for c. So let's change our equation 2. Let's add 12 to both sides, and I get c equals b plus 12. Now, if c equals b plus 12, and c also equals 2b plus 5, then the transitive property says if this equals c and c equals that, then this equals that. Or b plus 12 equals 2b plus 5. Now I've got two equations, or one equation here, in one variable, then I can just isolate that variable and solve for it. So let's subtract 12 from both sides, and I get b equals 2b minus 7. Let's subtract 2b from both sides, and I get negative b equals negative 7. When I divide both sides by negative 1, b equals 7. So Betty's age equals 7 years. And now that I have Betty's age, I have Charlotte's age in terms of Betty, and I have Anne's age in terms of Betty as well. So if I go back up and I plug this b value into equation 1, we get a equals 2b. A equals 2 times 7, so a equals 14. Now we know Anne's age is 14 years. And now we're going to look at Charlotte's age. We have equation 2 and 3. We can double check and make sure we did our math right. In equation 2, Charlotte's age equals b plus 12. In equation 3, Charlotte's age equals 2b plus 5. Well, here in equation 2, when I substitute 7 in for b, I get 7 plus 12, or c equals 19. Let's try it over here and make sure we get the same answer. 2 times 7 plus 5, c equals 14 plus 5, c equals 19 again. So I've checked my answer, all of my equations. Charlotte is going to be 19 years old, Betty will be 7 years old, and Anne is 14 years old. To go back, Anne is twice as old as Betty. Betty is 12 years younger than Charlotte. And in 5 years, Charlotte will be 24, and Betty will be 12. And 12 2 times is 24. So twice Betty's age in 5 years will be Charlotte's age. And we have our solution.